I usually don't get upset. I mean, I really don't when I hear stories, except for this one. If this doesn't make you upset, if this doesn't make you absolutely go bananas, you have no heart, you have no soul, you have no mind. A 90-year-old disabled widow, 90-year-old disabled widow, who was a volunteer at an MS, multiple sclerosis organization, for 60 years. You got that so far? 90-year-old, disabled, volunteer for 60 years, who received numerous awards and accolades and plaudits for her service and her dedication, was fired by some DEI ghoul because she didn't use proper pronouns. Now, when I read this, I thought to myself, no, this can't be. This can't be. But thanks to the incredible work of our friends at Libs of TikTok, that's the story. And it's reported that this 90-year-old California woman, disabled, fired from volunteering at the National Multiple Sclerosis Society because she did not understand pronouns, despite previously winning multiple awards from the profit group because of her work and tireless efforts. Fran Itkoff had been volunteering at the MS nonprofit support group for multiple sclerosis for 60 years before she was summarily dispatched and removed. Although people have said her dedication to the society, to the MS Society, had been recognized over the years on many occasions, the group found that she overstepped her bounds and forced her to step down after she asked what pronouns meant. Quote, I was confused. I did not know what it was and what it meant. She said of her first reaction when she was asked to use pronouns in her email signature. Itkoff's husband, a patient with MS, was running the Long Beach Lakewood MS support group before he died 20 years ago. She did an interview, again with Libs of TikTok. God bless them. And it goes on. Itkoff apparently took over her husband's position with the organization and volunteered for the nonprofit for the next couple of decades until a representative reached out to her recently. The rep, who has not been named, reportedly asked Itkoff to use her pronouns, but she didn't understand what it meant. This 90-year-old sweet woman said, I had seen it on a couple of letters that had come in after the person's name, but I didn't know what it meant. So when I finally talked to her, I asked what it meant, and she said that it meant they were all inclusive, which didn't make sense to me, because it sounds like you're labeling for females, not males, if you are just putting in his or she, her. Now, a few days later, she received this unceremonious email, this pink slip accusing her of violating the MS Society's diversity, equity, and inclusion guidelines. Quote, it reads, unfortunately, based on the situation, we have made the difficult decision to have you step down from your volunteer position, effective immediately. She says, I was completely shocked. I can't believe I had to read it a couple of times to see if I was getting what she said. Ellie Hamilton, who is Itkoff's daughter, said, quote, to me it's ironic because they are saying they are inclusive, but they are excluding a 90-year-old disabled woman who has volunteered for 60 years. And literally, the sole purpose was to help MS patients and find a cure. That's literally all she does. It's the most incredible thing in the world. And the interview with Itkoff has gone viral. I have all the links here for you, with people tagging the organization and demanding comments and an apology. One user wrote on X, are you aware that Fran Itkoff, age 90, of Long Beach, California, volunteered 60 years, was let go of her duties because she did not understand the reason for the new fashion of adding one's pronouns to communications. This is ageism, compelled speech, and awfully disappointing. Is your corporate team aware of the message this sends to patients, donors, sponsors, and of course, your remaining volunteers? MS is not, this is what they wrote, MS is not a political issue. Don't let it become one for the sake of inclusivity. Take care of Fran Itkoff, apologize, reinstate her with honors, and have a good chat with the representative who let her go. Another person wrote, not another dollar to the MS Society until they reinstate Fran Itkoff and publicly apologize to their abusive treatment of this 90-year-old dedicated volunteer. It just, this is where I want to go medieval. This is where I want to say, who are these people? Who are these DEI ghouls who would do this? You would think there would be a part of you, some alarm button that goes off that says, wait a minute, hold it. This doesn't look good if I fire a volunteer, a 60-year volunteer whose husband died, 60 years volunteer. Firing somebody who's volunteering because of some ridiculous appendage, some impertinent nonsense, some DEI woke radical left gobbledygook, he, she, her, zer. I thought this was over with. I thought I was just saying the other day, I think we're done. But her and the individuals who did this, you would realize, it's like the Dylan Mulvaney thing who said, I've got an idea. Let's take this trans woman, man, and that's a good idea. And let's fire this beautiful woman, 90 years old. Everybody says, nana, nonna, nanny. That's the grandmother, 90 years old. And you know that this was the place she went to every day. You know that she felt connected to it. You know that this was the place that a lot of people, people still have connections with their jobs. Their jobs define them. Their jobs are critical. Their jobs are critical in defining them and giving them a reason to live, something to do. They go to work. They make friends. It gives them routine. It gives her life purpose. 90 years old, member of community, 1,000 points of light, volunteering, giving of her soul. It defined her. That moment for anybody, listen, it's hard enough to lose a job if you're 20 or 30, but you're 90 and you're a volunteer. And the reason was not because you were discourteous, not because you didn't follow orders, not because you did something wrong, but because you didn't use a freaking pronoun that to a lot of people, and people say, well, she's 90. I don't understand it. Okay? I don't understand it. I'm 25 years her junior. I don't understand. I mean, I know what it is because I've been doing this long enough to understand the insanity of this lunacy. But what she was saying was, I'm sorry. What? You want this on my name? Fran Itkoff, 90 years old? Oh, I'm sure gender confusion. I mean, shouldn't you do it? Shouldn't you list that if you are worried about confusion and gender misapplication from your point of view? Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't it? It's incredible, dear friends. Absolutely, monumentally incredible. God bless the great folks at Libs of TikTok. God bless this beautiful woman. And if there is a God and if there is justice, she will receive not only her position back, but everybody who was even remotely responsible for that would be immediately fired and terminated and forever emblazoned on the pantheon and the hall of shame for doing this. All of these horrid, rancid, and terrible people. I thank you, my friends, for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the bell, the little buzzer. I'm so upset, but can you believe that we live in a society where people can actually do this for a charity? A charity, a non-profit, where you're asking people, please volunteer, please help us, we could use your help, but get the pronouns right, or well, shit can you? It's disgusting. What do you think, dear friend? Comment as you see fit.